Chambers is over for the try again. What a kick that is from Bamford. That is a really important try for the Navy. Going to go for the line and score the try, and he does.
Hello and welcome to Burnaby Road in Portsmouth, the home of Royal Navy sport, of course, and it's the senior servers who are up against Thatto Heath Crusaders today, and they hail from the mecca of rugby league in the northwest, St Helens. I'm Kath Brazier, and we're excited to be bringing you live coverage of the second round Challenge Cup fixture on BFBS TV and live on Forces News Facebook. Now, of course, the Royal Navy, this band of brothers, are the only remaining military side left in this tournament after they knocked out the Royal Air Force 28-22 in the first round a couple of weeks ago, and the Army lost to Fryston Warriors. So what does the Challenge Cup mean to these players?
Yeah, the Challenge Cup means a lot to me, to be fair. I grew up watching it all the way through my life, and then as soon as I joined the Royal Navy, they told me I had the opportunity to play in the Challenge Cup, which obviously it's a big deal to me when you're growing up watching it. You know, obviously in the first round we got to play against the Royal Air Force, which were a big deal, and yeah, it was just a great experience to be on the BBC playing in it.
So obviously a huge honour to represent the Navy and play in the Challenge Cup. Like, I've been playing rugby league since I was 5 years old for my local club in Bridge, and always watching the Challenge Cup. You always want to like see how far you can get in the comp. But yeah, it's a real honour.
Challenge Cup means a lot. It's because obviously there's a lot of different teams from different levels that play in it. It's good that they bring the grassroots teams in, and then obviously bring in the professionals. It's good to obviously be picked for the Royal Navy and represent. And yeah, it's just good to be out with the lads on the pitch.
It's just an opportunity to play against potentially your grassroots clubs, and an opportunity to have a bit of a run and test yourselves out to teams in the high divisions.
So that's what it means to the Royal Navy boys, but be in no doubt that playing and winning in this tournament is just as important and just as precious to the likes of Thatto Heath. And whilst I'm on that, a big welcome to all of their supporters who I believe are live streaming this match in their clubhouse for those who couldn't make it down. Let's hear now from both the head coaches. What sort of place are the guys in after a win against the Royal Air Force in the first round? You know, you've had a few days to train. I know you're missing a few players, so where are they at? Are they in a good, confident mood?
Yeah, very confident. I mean, the way that we played in the second half against the RAF, we take exactly where we left that game and we bring it into this game. And yeah, the lads are confident. I mean, it's a confidence-based game, and the lads will build upon that as well. Yeah.
It shows, because you're lacking players, and of course Ben, who's not able to play at the moment as well. It shows the strength of depth in Royal Navy Rugby League that you're able to bring on the likes of that and still win a first round Challenge Cup and still compete.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it speaks volumes what's gone on over the last 2 or 3 years, and the academy set up and the grassroots set up, and we're getting the rewards from it now. And yeah, there's a few lads who will be making the debuts today, and what a great occasion to do it at Challenge Cup round 2 against a great team like Thatto Heath Crusaders.
Yeah, because you know, they do pretty well for, you know, coming from the mecca of St Helens as well in terms of rugby league. So you know, you must know probably a bit more about them than they do about you. So have you done your homework, or is it more about, Brodie was talking more about just playing your own game as well? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Play our own game, play to our own strengths and advantages. But yeah, I've watched a couple of clips of them, and you get what you get from a National Conference Premier League side, and they'll be well structured, they'll be aggressive, and that's something that we'll take advantage of today and front up through that. Yeah.
We asked the players on Friday what the Challenge Cup meant to them. Does that translate to what it means to you as well? Because obviously reaching the fourth round a couple of years ago, being knocked out in the first round last year, you're kind of in the middle there. So what does it mean, the challenge, and what does it mean for your players?
Well, it's great. A lot of the lads are from the north, so they've grown up with the Challenge Cup, and again, you're playing great teams like Thatto Heath, and it's a great occasion for the lads to go up against these sort of teams, and it's good for us because we can actually see where we're at within the season. Players who are coming in, they'll give them an idea where they need to be at. And no matter what happens after this game, we're going to be in a better position either way after this game. And really looking forward to it.
Great, thanks, Daz.
Cheers, thank you.
Okay, Mike, I know it's a long journey for Thatto, but that shouldn't, these boys really want to play, so it shouldn't affect them. But what sort of state of mind are their players in? And given where you are in the season, how much of time have they had to train, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the journey's long. It's the furthest we go, but we do have a lot of far journeys we will do this season. It's not perfecting. We stopped off for breakfast. My choice would have been scrambled egg, but they wanted a fry up. The other players, they wanted food in them. It is a long journey, but I've had no one moan about it. We just get on with it. We do, like I said, we get to 2-3 hours. This was 5, so it's not much really. But as a season up to now, we started back just in January. We haven't played any competitive games yet, but we did have a training game against Rochdale Hornets and Salford Red Devils, the reserve team. So we've had like semi-contact, but that's fine because this is the way you do it with the challenge. We're not going to win the Challenge Cup. Let's get it out of the way. But it's preparation for our season. It's a big season because obviously being in the Prem, it's the highest level amateur at the moment, and so it's all about preparation. Obviously we want to win. That's always first, but it's all progression to getting to the next round, another game, and so on. You know what I mean? But yeah, everyone's happy.
We just come off a piece about what this means to the Royal Navy players, and we say how important, because it's a civilian competition, it's outside of an inter-services, that whole thing that they grew up watching it. Is that the same for clubs like Thatto Heath?
Yeah, because it's exactly the same. It's the unknown, and I've come here straight away. You're all proud, and respected, and it's a different challenge. You sort of, when you're an amateur coach, you know where you're playing. 9 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? You get the odd team, I don't know these, but this is so different. You can put the team sheets out, I've not got a clue. So it's like a bit of a challenge as a coach. The players look forward to it. Obviously, it's the Navy, do you know what I mean? About you guys, everything, the RAF, we've played the Army before. I think we spoke about the inter-services come down to our place, like playing. So there's a bit of a relationship there. There's a bit of history, but this is the first time down here. I'll be honest with you, after last week's weather, I was dreading it today. I thought this is going to be, but we've turned up and it's summer. I can't believe it, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, it's a massive thing for the club.
Yeah, welcome to the South Coast. It isn't always this sunny, I can tell you that. But we talk about what it means and stuff like that, but is it an extra sort of spice on the pitch when you're playing the military? Because, there's that kind of like, they think they're really hard because they're military and armed forces. Does that add to it as well? Yeah,
we've not really spoke much about that, but you always get, because when amateur you guys, the Navy train, they're going to be fitter than you and stronger than you. So it is, if you put that in the changing rooms, what do you mean they're fitter and stronger? So there is that, well, proved or not, do you know what I mean? And I think you get that. And obviously, it's a different challenge. And I do think, it will spice up. I'm not saying physical, but you can see it'll be, I'm fitter, I'm better than you. And I think that's what you get out of these games. I've played in one myself in the Army, it was exactly the same. But they've always been good games, close. And you know what? And after the game, it's brilliant, and we all get on. But yeah, it will. It'll be spiced up because all lads will want to go, what do you mean you're fitting us? You know what I mean? But that's part and parcel.
Thank you very much, Mike, and good luck in the game.
No problem. Thank you very much.
So that's more than enough from me for what promises to be a standout match here on the sunny South Coast. Let's go now to our commentary team led by John Knighton.
Well, thanks very much indeed, and a very warm welcome to you from Burnaby Road here in Portsmouth, the home of Royal Navy sport, and for Thatto Heath Crusaders, probably the longest journey any team will have to make, certainly at this early stage of the Challenge Cup, all the way from St Helens to face the Navy team today. 245 miles I've timed the distance from Thatto Heath down here to Burnaby Road today, but they are incredibly welcome. As you can see, they've received a warm welcome as well from the weather down here on the South Coast. It's looking pretty good. good. Both of these teams, of course, got great traditions in this competition. For the Navy, 2021, a remarkable run for them when they got all the way to the 4th round, eventually losing to Batley in the year they also won back the Inter-Services title. And for the Conference Premier side, they exited at round 3 last season, a narrow defeat, 18-10 to North Wales Crusaders. Well, the Navy came from behind to beat the RAF round 1, of course, a couple of weeks ago, 28-22 in a thriller there at RAF Cranwell. And for the visitors today, their first competitive match of the new season, and this is the first ever competitive meeting between these two teams. Well, let's take a look at the two lineups, shall we? Starting with Thatto Heath Crusaders. As you can see, they're already out on the field here, on the road since 6:45 this morning. Head coach Mike Woods has brought a strong lineup to Portsmouth, and leading them from the second row, captain for the first time this season, is JB Tracy. Interesting that he was wearing an RAF tracksuit a bit earlier on as well. That was a bit of kidology going on there. Vital for them, of course, is for him, for the former Saints Junior and England Lion. And also, and on the second row, Jamie Holroyd, a very famous name in the game, with his older brother and cousin professionals with Leeds and Warrington. Among the backs, two vice-captains, Adam Saunders and Dave Pike, vital members of the team, and Ellis Keppel at number 5, making his debut for the club today. Coming out onto the field now, the Royal Navy, wearing their traditional blue and white, of course. For the Navy, Daz Bamford missing 3 key men here who've been so vital in their recent success, including inspirational captain Ben Taylor. So taking over as skipper from the second row is Brodie Lee Butler. Louis McKenna, hooker Tyler Layton, and vice-captain Dave Brown form their front row. And full-back Ben Chambers, look out for his rip-roaring pace. There are 3 West Hull lads in the side as well. Jack Bartlett, Leighton himself at centre, and Eden Kontok on the second row. Well, joining me here as we kick off this game is someone who knows all about Royal Navy Rugby League, Chris Reeve. Chris Reeve, great to have you with us, Chris, a former Royal Navy player and coach, 16 years I believe with Royal Navy Rugby. We're underway, and great to have you with us today. Looking forward to this one.
Thanks very much for having us.
It's going to be a cracking afternoon, I think, and I must say that the weather has certainly played ball for us. So straight into the action we go with Thatto Heath. With Thatto Heath just pressing at the moment. The Navy have possession though, early doors. Important early possession in this game. It takes 3 Thatto Heath players to bring down the Charlie Mattison. 24 years old is Charlie, the Navy then, and straight away it's a decision in favour of the Navy. Henry Wynyard is our referee today. It'll be Ben Chambers getting an early touch of the ball. The fullback puts the ball out. So early doors then, important moments for both of these teams, Chris.
Yeah, Charlie Matson's in at 6, as you see there, and it took 3 people to get him down there. You know, he's in the back row normally, tough guy, but he's in at 6 today, and he'll take you forward all the time.
He will. So Navy, their first inroad into opposition territory in this game. Wherever you're watching this afternoon, great to have you with us. We'll try and get through as many mentions as possible, and a very good afternoon to all of you watching up at Thatto Heath today, I think in the clubhouse, watching on a big screen up there. I know you'll be cheering for the lads in red today, but the Royal Navy already having had a first round victory in this game, in this competition. Good drive through for them. Difficult to make out their players' numbers as well in this bright sunlight that we've got, but we'll do our very best for you. It's good early doors for Chambers. Is he into the corner? Very nearly. Good move from the Navy. Chambers, the fullback, always dangerous on the overlap there, but Thatto Heath have got it back, and they will have possession there on the 6th tackle. It's a good possession for the visitors here as they drive forward. Ellis Keppel, very, very strong looking lad. Ball goes wide then for them. And once again the referee awards the penalty. Chris, these are important early moments for the Navy, aren't they, here?
Yeah, you can see the aggression off the line. They're getting off the line really well there, which has forced the error for Thatto Heath. It's a really good start from the Navy in defence, not letting Thatto complete the sets. Not
easy for the visitors. Their first game of the season, of course, their first competitive fixture. They did have a couple of, I think they've had some training games in the run-up to this game, but for them, it's going to take them a while, I'm sure, just to get used to each other. Maybe then coming forward again, this is a good work from them inside. Well, Thatto trying to bring it away, but referees having none of it. And another set of 6 then for the Navy here. Real opportunity for them to stake a claim early doors. Reece Joel, of course, standing by maybe with the boot. Straight away the inside the ball. They are just a few metres short now on this first tackle. Ball taken wide. And they're over. The try has been given for the Navy. It's a really good start for them. Well, impossible really for me to see who went over there.
I think it was Eden Quantock actually, by the looks of it. But as you say, John, it's really difficult with the sun in our eyes here to see exactly who it was.
Well, I'll credit you with that one, Chris, then, with Eden Quantock going over. It's 4-0 to the Navy. Quantock, who his nickname is the Weapon, and he's already shown that. I think certainly the congratulations going up for Eden Quantock then with the try, as the Royal Navy take an early lead here, 4-0 in the bright sunshine here. It's Chambers then who's going for the extra 2 points. And it is good. So a good early lead then for the Royal Navy, 6 points to 0. And we expected the Navy to start well, didn't we, Chris? You know, they've obviously got the home advantage here, so we expected this.
Yeah, you know, they started exactly how we wanted, really real good aggression and line speed, putting pressure on them. That'll give a couple of penalties away, which has been caused from the sort of aggression and speed off the line from the Navy.
So 6-0 then to the Royal Navy here. As the visitors get us underway once again. Oh, the ball dropped there, but picked up for the Navy. Drive forward, Lewis McKenna. Maybe making good ground here, but good defensive work from the visitors. Just gradually getting themselves into this game. Ball goes wide. That's another great move then, going on to that left wing. Oh, and they've dropped the ball. Such a shame for the Navy, just on the 20-metre line. But really good movement again from the Banda brothers.
Yeah, see, everyone, the wingers dropped back there, expecting the kick. Rhys Joel identified that and got it out to the wingers. Unfortunately, he couldn't catch it and finish it off.
So it'll be a scrum for the knock-on. And a chance then for Thatto Heath Crusaders then. In their all red strip. Nice drive through for them. So what can they do here? Here's Hesketh. As they pick it up with Jacob Brown. Kick forward from McGann. But it's into Navy hands. I'm told the scorer for the Navy has now been given to Brodie Lee Butler, the captain. The number 11 scoring there. Difficult to say for us to make out the players' numbers really in this bright sunshine. But the Navy with a 6-0 lead. And so it takes three to get him down again. Kicked forward though into the hands of McGann, the fullback for Thatto Heath. Gradually finding their feet, the visitors here. Long journey down a course from the northwest today. Not a huge amount of time for them to prepare for this on the day here. But showing plenty of spirit in these early moments. That's Dave Pike, the vice-captain. Dudley, heavy challenge, good tackle from the Navy. A real hit going in there for them. And it's Thatto Heath then with Paul Hunt wearing number 19. With the 6, the 5th of the last tackle. Underneath there is Ben Chambers, the fullback. And it goes out then to Kimi Dakaluga. Nice work for the Navy, but pull to ground. Here's Brodie Lee Butler. Navy gradually working their way out of danger. Just 12 minutes gone in this second round match in the Challenge Cup. Royal Navy leading 6-0 here in Portsmouth. Kick forward, underneath it is McGann. faces a huge challenge there. There's the fullback. Young lad came up from the under-18s to the NCL team last year. Started out on the wing, but has moved into the fullback position, held his own ever since, and you can see why. And Chris, as we can see, you know, this is a pretty even stuff at the moment. You can just tell the visitors getting themselves into the game.
Yeah, certainly. I was just looking at the clock there, and I think after the first 9 minutes, we were saying they hadn't completed many sets. That's how they give a couple of penalties away. But they got completed the last 2 sets, got the last 2 kicks in. Do you feel like they're finding their feet now? Definitely getting a bit of a grip of the game a little bit more.
Dudley. The kick goes forward from Ryan Horton, and the ball didn't land on the pitch first, went straight into touch. So the scrum will go to the Navy from where the ball was kicked. That's the dropout, isn't it? So another set of 6 then for the Navy. Thatto Heath doing their very best to get into this game, 6-0 down. Very early in this match at the moment. Now the challenge, deep challenge coming in at Lewis Pools there. Referee allows play to go on, and here come the Navy once more. Well, they were offside, I think, weren't they, the Thatto Heath players? The referee is having a word with them. So another set of 6.
Yeah, Jack Ray was having a good think about trying to get that ball away there. He had a small brain explosion, and he thought better of it, kept hold of the ball well. And then, yeah, we moved the ball out well.
In fact, it looks like it's gone to the opposition.
Yeah,
anyway,
I thought it was the opposite way there, John.
Yeah.
I think everyone else here did as well.
There are a few cheers went up amongst the crowd. There must be visiting supporters there who were cheering. Saunders runs into a blue and white wall. Thatto Heath really beginning to get their game together here. Navy having to defend, but we've seen them already in inter-services in the autumn, the way they can defend if they have to. But this is good movement from the visitors here. Lovely kick forward from Jacob Brown, but Navy do just enough to defend it. But that's certainly the best movement we've seen from the visitors so far.
Yeah, done well there. A bit of a cheeky chip as well. He backed himself a little bit, didn't get the bounce. But yeah, some good movement off the ball.
And that'll give them a bit of confidence, I think. Certainly producing their best move of the match so far. You're just joining us, 16 minutes played here. John Parry says, come on, Thatto Heath. And wherever you are around the world, if you're watching on a Royal Navy ship today, then great to have you with us on BFBS live here on Facebook. Dudley going in once again, brought to ground by 3 Navy players. But this is a good period of play then for Thatto Heath. Lovely ball goes out onto the left-hand side with Brown. Real threat coming in then from the visitors at the moment, from the Crusaders. That's Paul Hunt. Good tackling from the Navy. Acting halfback is Connor Dutton. And this is really dangerous stuff then at the moment for the Navy. As Thatto Heath Crusaders challenge on the line. That's the 6th tackle. The referee is saying Play going on, so desperate defence from the Royal Navy as they try to bring it clear. But I think Thatto Heath Crusaders, the Conference Premier side, just beginning to show why they are a Conference Premier side. Nice work from Dakaluga. And again, a great charge through. Navy again. Coming away from that well, they've defended that one well, Chris.
Yeah, they're definitely growing into the game, Thatto. They're moving the ball around really well.
That was a hefty challenge there. I went in on I think on Brodie Lee Butler.
Just a little late there,
yeah,
I think.
It was a little late. He's just receiving some attention at the moment.
He's not the type of guy who stays down, John.
No, he isn't. But just to remind you, the early try scored for the Royal Navy, and it was their captain Brodie Lee Butler who went over. Chesney, as he's known. Going over for the try. Second row forward from Ince Rosebridge, I think is his local club. Up there in...
His first game for the Navy was actually against Ince Rosebridge, John, and he played against his dad, which was brilliant. It was quite romantic, really. It was a real good day.
Did he get booed off the pitch at the end?
I think there was some choice words said to him, but really, it's a lovely club. We've got a real nice association with the Navy Rugby League. Yeah, it was a great day, and really good to see a young lad like that step out in front of his home club.
Yeah, there's such a wonderful. There's so many of these players. Obviously, I mentioned the 3 West Hull players in the Navy team today, and we've got Dave Brown based in Sheffield. We've got Castleford Alton Raiders, Jack Ray, Sting as he's known, of course, yeah. And there's great tradition, and it's just brilliant. I mean, Joey Sugden, he's from Keighley, and Ben Chambers from. I think that he's from. One of them is. Oh yeah, that's right. Reece Joel. Number 7, 40 Commando. He's from Weybridge, that centre of rugby league in the south of England. Yeah. But here we go then, with the game continuing. With Thatto Heath now charging forward, and the imposing figure of Paul Hunt wearing number 19 for them today. My goodness me, he's a big lad, isn't he?
He's a big lad, isn't he?
In fact, it's actually... Louis Paul, so I think he's a big fellow as well. Here we go then. Navy having to defend here. Ball goes inside. It's a fine challenge. Good tackle there from the Navy, but still the danger looms for Thatto Heath Crusaders. And are they over? It's right over there in the corner. The referee says, yes, they are. And I think it was Adam Saunders who went over for the try there, which has brought Thatto Heath Crusaders back into this game. Really good move from them. It looked like Saunders who'd gone in for the try. And that gives them their first points of the afternoon. It was a well-worked move, Chris, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've been moving it around quite well. They've not really been sticking to a channel too much. They are moving it about, and when you're defending that, it becomes tiring. They had a little breakdown there when Brodie Lee Butler went down, and they got a bit of a second wind, and Thatto, and they've really pushed over now.
So Thatto Heath Crusaders have their first points on the board today, and here's Dan McGann then with the opportunity to level the scores with the boots to get these extras, and it's gone just wide. So the Navy maintain their lead here by 6 points to 4. 21 minutes played in this first half of this second round match in the Betfred Challenge Cup, and Not exactly wintry conditions here today. It's beautiful spring-like day here in Portsmouth. And always like this, is it, for games of rugby that I remember?
Not quite, no.
So the Navy then will restart, having conceded that try. A fair amount of pressure from the visitors, eventually producing the try for them as Chambers gets us underway. Deep kick into opposition territory. What can Thatto Heath do here?
Morgan's come on. There he is, that's a shot. Charlie Morgan.
So Charlie Morton Morgan has come on then for the Navy, wearing number 17. That was quite a big hit that was taken, wasn't it, by one of the Navy lads?
Yeah, really good impact straight away there from Charlie. He had a really good season for the academy last year, and he's always loved to see him coming off the bench with a real good impact, and he's done that straight away.
Oh, Thatto Heath have won that. Andrew McDonald asking why the commentary is so quiet here today. It's probably because we're having problems identifying the players at the moment with this bright sunlight. We're doing our best, I promise you, Andrew. Sean Anders says, this is the best part of the Challenge Cup. Loving these early rounds. I couldn't agree more. This is the grassroots of the game at its very, very best. And here can Thatto Heath again with Connor Dutton. Good defensive work from the Navy. Once more. Lovely movement from them down this left-hand side. Again, the kick goes forward from Jacob Brown.
Yeah, that's the second time he's tried that little chip in there. Maybe the third time, actually. It hasn't quite come off for him, but good defended by the Navy.
Almost a chip and chase, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And some good offloads as well from Thatto Heath Crusaders. You know, he keeps stressing this is their first game of the season, and you know, they're getting a lot of their phases into play, aren't they? They're doing really well.
Yeah, there's gonna, you know, with 20 odd minutes in now, there's gonna be some Thai boys out there. Probably look at, as I say, Charlie Morgan's come on. Probably a few more interchanges coming up, and hopefully the Navy can make the most of that. Some tired bodies.
Wide on the right for the left-hand side for the Navy.
Good carry there from Brodie.
Yeah, Brodie Lee Butler doing well, leading his team at the moment. And that's Charlie Morton Morgan.
I think that was Jack Ray that time, John. But
I can't see the numbers, I'm afraid.
Difficult.
So
it's difficult.
Yeah, I don't know who's really playing for the Navy in terms of it's difficult to make out the numbers. I don't get to watch them every day, every week. So that kick forward from Chambers on the 6th tackle. It's very well collected by McGann for.
Really good chase that time, John. Really good chase.
It was a good chase, and it's put the pressure right back on the visitors here as the Navy look for their second try of the game.
Defended well them first 3, John, there, kept them inside the 20.
Yeah, they have. Oh, that's a dangerous break as well for the Crusaders. And they'll really aim to make as much ground as they can now. Ben Chambers having to charge back to collect it.
Thought he was going to kick that then, John.
I think knowing that he's also a rugby union player, I think that might have been half in his mind.
Yeah, John, I have actually seen him kick on the first in rugby league and chase his own kick and score, so he is capable of it.
You never write Ben Chambers off at all. He scored 2 brilliant tries for the Navy here in the inter-services. The referee has pulled it back.
I don't know whether they can hear the crowd here, John, but he was referee was certainly getting a little bit of stick for the 10 metres there.
He's a very young man, actually, is referee Henry Wynyard. I think he's barely in his 20s, because I was talking to him earlier, and he's got no connection with the military, by the way. He says, I work in a restaurant.
God bless. He's done well, though.
Yeah, he's handled this game very well so far. So we've not seen too many scrums in the match so far, but Thatto Heath again with Dave Pike. Brought to ground by 2 of the Royal Navy men. Here's Holroyd, Jamie Holroyd. And this time it's Lewis Stewart. Nice little dummy from Foster. And still the pressure on the Royal Navy here as Thatto Heath look for their second try. Driving for the line is Dave Pike.
Should have give that, I think, then. I think his winger was on.
Yeah, he had. Brown was clear. Well, it's been stopped. Touch judge just coming over to have a word with the referee. I think he's seen something that he shouldn't have done. One of the Navy players is down at the moment.
I didn't see anything, John.
No, I didn't see anything untoward at all.
I think there might have been a late shot underneath the sticks, but that's all I saw.
Well, touch judge Stuart Fraser has just walked back. The referee is having a word with Paul Hunt, I think. And it looks like it's another set of 6 for Thatto Heath Crusaders.
I didn't even see what the call was he gave, to be honest, John.
Well, here we go. A real opportunity then for the visitors to take the lead here. Drive for the line from Lewis Stewart. They take it wide. Here's the fullback. That's good tackling from the Navy.
Good sliding defence there from the Navy.
And still making way towards the line is Oliver McMahon. Running out of opportunities now, tackle-wise, Thatto Heath Crusaders, but ball's gone forward and collected, I think, by Ben Chambers there, the fullback.
Yeah, I think he tried a little grub it in there, and just well collected by Ben Chambers.
Well, there were several players offside, weren't there, for Thatto Heath, and referee Wynyard certainly picks that one up. But certainly the visitors, although they're trailing by 2 points here, they're very much the stronger in these last few minutes of the game. We have just 8.5, 9 minutes to go before half time. And what will Daz Bamford be saying to the players at half time, do you think, Chris? Because they've defended really well, haven't they? But they've, you know, since those early moments, it's really been all pressure from the visitors.
Yeah, I think this defence is definitely keeping them in the game. We are ahead, but when you've seen that kick and the chase, and we applauded them for that, there needs to be more of that. you know, the kick is only as good as the chase, and if we keep that up and keep them in their 20, you know, it's a territory game, and it'll pay off in the end.
Brodie Lee Butler again showing his captaincy for the Navy. Nice little work then from Gavin Duffy, I think that was. Navy again just trying to make towards the 20-metre line. Charlie Mattison. Kick goes up from Chambers. Who's on the end of it? It's a red shirt on the end of it, but still good attacking work from the Royal Navy.
Yeah, finishing the set on their try lines, not going to do us any harm at all.
And that was quite a hit that went in there.
Yeah, that was Dave Brown. Yeah, this is where the Navy need to pin them in here, John. Make them kick from deep.
Good tackling again.
He didn't like that.
No, he didn't. A little bit of needle creeping in there. That's Louis McKenna. Slug, as he's known as.
The Slug.
He's a mortar platoon specialist, by the way, based at down at Lympstone. At the Royal Navy training base down there. Lance Corporal from the Royal Marines.
Yeah, really good line speed again there, John, especially on the edges, you know, getting up nice and early, keeping them in. And again, they're still inside the 30 here. And that's exactly what we want, kicking from deep.
Yeah, Thatto having to kick that one. Now they've got to pick the ball up and run with it. Kini Dakaluga still going.
Thought he could have went a little bit earlier there at them, John, but yeah, he's done well.
Just keeping his feet. That's really important today as well. Navy still with a 6-4 lead as we head into the last 5 minutes of this first half here. Looked like a forward pass to me, but maybe that's just from our angle here.
It wasn't a great pass, whatever pass it was, John. And there's another one.
Yeah. But they're still going, still making ground here, the Navy. That's a lovely,
yeah, great that.
Nice little jinking run there.
I think there needs to be a little bit more of that from Tyler Leighton. You know, he's really nippy, and as the half's getting on, you know, a lot of tired bodies, as you say, long journey today. It's really now we can push the button and jump out from there and get at them.
Thatto Heath. Crusaders defending well in these latter stages of the second half. Navy again coming on with some good attacking prowess, but that is going to be a decision that goes against the Navy. Referee didn't like that.
A little bit silly, just a small tip over.
Live here on Forces News Facebook and on BFBS this afternoon. Great to have your company today. And the Navy, of course, looking to replicate what they did a couple of years ago, Chris, with that magnificent run to the 4th round of the Cup. Superb season for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was at the Army game and I just didn't see a comeback. And it's just, I think, something that's been grown into Navy Rugby League. You know, Steve Lockton, over the last few years, and definitely Darren taking this on now, Darren Bamford. They just don't really know when they're beaten, and they have that thing about them when they don't really care if they go behind. They've just got that togetherness and that belief, and there's always a way. And you know, that Army game was special, and it was a great cup run and a real great year.
Well, I do remember going up to Batley to see the game there, the 4th round game, which of course was shown live on the BBC that day. And huge respect for the Navy players. I mean, they were well beaten, but they did cross the line of the professional team, and you know, that was in itself was a great achievement for them. And it's set them up because inter-services champions, for the last 2 years as well. So they're a difficult side to beat, whoever they're playing, as Thatto Heath Crusaders are finding out at the moment. But it's very, very tight here. Just 2 points in it, as Jamie Tracy, their captain, on the ball at the moment. Collected by Foster. Nice offload there to Jamie Holroyd. Work inside from the Navy. Andy Lee there. Loose forward at 13.
Over.
But the Navy have turned it over.
Even at this minute in the game, you know, just before half time, John, they're still defending well, the Navy, and I don't want to say it's keeping them in the game because they're 2 points ahead, but it's certainly the strongest part of their game at the moment.
Most definitely. Navy working themselves down the middle. Not really been using the flanks too much so far, have they? We've seen a lot more of that from the visitors, using their wingers. Maybe we need to see a little bit more of the likes of Kinney Dakaluga and also Joey Sugden on that left-hand side. And here they go once more, but the ball just knocked forward.
Maybe a bit of your case there, John, asking for the go to the winger, and then he drops it.
He drops the ball.
But it was certainly the right idea, just the execution wasn't quite right.
And we forget as well, this is only really the Navy's second match. Obviously, they played their first round game in the Challenge Cup. The referee is bringing the ball back into the middle of the field here. And we are going to have the scrum. And it looks like it's a Navy put-in.
Yeah, again, it's hard from this.
It's difficult to tell, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
it is difficult, and I didn't see the signal he gave for the scrum either. What was it for? But it did look like a knock-on from here, from the Navy.
Yeah. So, but they've got the put-in as they come clear now. Nice work from Gavin Duffy. Maybe again, this time with what a hit that was.
That was a great shot.
Big hit from Jamie Holroyd there, as Thatto Heath Crusaders win it back. We are now into whatever extra time is going to be added by the timekeepers here.
Yeah, that hit there was on Jack Broxton off the bench. He'll take them all day, and he'll come back even stronger, Jack. He's a really good impact player.
Yeah, the 23-year-old. They all have to take big hits in this game. Nice movement. Oh, and the offload just slightly forward for Thatto Heath Crusaders, and Jacob Brown just unable to collect it. So the Navy will have it, and we can't have too much longer to play in this first half, Chris.
Yeah, there's been a few of them for both teams, John. That last moment where the centre's drawn the winger in and just popped it out to his winger. And just the executions are not being quite right for both teams. But as you say, early on the season, long journey for Thatto Heath. So there is a bit of rustiness. But if one of the teams pulls them off, there's a few tries to be had here.
Yeah, they are in the second half, definitely. Navy have done well, though. Here's Chambers. Again, pulled down by 3 men. There's Leighton wearing number 21. He is the hooker, obviously wearing 21 though today. And he collects it. Feeds it out onto that left-hand side. What can the Navy do here? Just with a couple of tackles left in this set. Get the drive again going forward. This is good work from Dave Brown, the vice-captain. Kick forward then from the full-back. And it's right on the line, as you say, Chris, it's where you want to be when you've had your 6 tackles.
Yeah, that's not a bad set at all. You can see Rhys Joel behind, dominating his pack, telling him where he wants to finish, and then he's pulling it out wide when he wants. He's put a good kick in there, and it's a good finish to the set.
Thatto Heath Crusaders have it. Good tackle again. With Pike brought to ground. Navy have won it back. Referee's allowing play to go on. There's a real opportunity here then. They've got 5 tackles left here, the Navy. No, it's been brought back for, it looks like a scrum.
I think
was it a knock-on?
I think he's blew the whistle for the original knock-on. That's what it looks like. He's given a scrum to the Navy, it looks. Again, we've got the sun in our eyes here, John.
But this is a real opportunity for the Royal Navy to extend their lead right on half-time here. It's bright sunshine. Spring-like day here at Burnaby Road. Live here on Forces News Facebook. Now, Chambers, wide, onto the left-hand side.
It's not happening.
No, it's not going to happen, is it?
He might have that. No.
No, the referee's brought it back, hasn't he? Not quite sure. Was it a forward pass?
No, it was crossing.
Oh, crossed over, yeah. That's such a shame, really, because Ben Chambers was well in there. But Thatto Heath will have the ball.
Again, they're in the right part of the field, the Navy. Just a little bit of poor execution at the end there has let them down.
And that is indeed the half-time whistle here. Well, a very interesting first half. The Royal Navy taking the lead through their captain, Brodie Lee Butler, with the conversion from Ben Chambers. But Thatto Heath Crusaders coming back into the game to make it 6-4 at half-time. Well, everything to play for, Chris, in the second half.
Yeah, it's been a decent game of rugby league. Definitely Navy started off well. After about the first 10-12 minutes, Thatto definitely come into the game, moving the ball around very well. Navy, a couple of good kicks, a couple of good chases, and I think that's where they've had the best efforts and the best chances to get into the game. When they've had that good kick chase and made Thatto kick from deep. A bit more of that in the second half, and just really concentrate on that sort of final pass being key, and hopefully the Navy can get over for a few tries. But been a good first half, lovely day on the south coast, and look forward to the second half.
Well, Chris Reeves, thanks very much indeed for your contribution so far. Don't forget to join us for the second half here. Don't go too far away. We're back in just a few minutes' time with more action from this second round match in the Challenge Cup between the Royal Navy and Thatto Heath Crusaders. The half-time score is the Royal Navy leading by 6 points to 4. Join us again very, very soon. At the end of the set of 6, but a great challenge opportunity for the Navy to take an early lead, and they are over. My huge. Goodness me, what a tackle that was on Ben Taylor there. Yeah. My word. I'm sure you'll come up with a poem for that one. Here comes the Navy. That's a lovely bit of play. Fantastic bit of work then from Brodie Butler. Is he in the corner?
It's the Brooklyn boy. There he is.
Well, Butler's done it again. Yeah. Brought to ground though. Still got it. Still an opportunity for the Navy to go through for a third try, and they have. Oh, another cruncher of a tackle, but the ball's still in play, and it's over. It's another try. Oh, and is he in? No. They certainly are now. It's another try for the Navy. Real opportunity for a sixth try. Could the Navy really score a sixth try again? Ball goes wide. Lovely interchange. Into play, and he is in. Well, they are in for another try. McBride. And straight through and under the post. The Army hit back immediately. And that is Dan Coombs, who's gone over for the try under the post. It's just what the Army needed. They are back in this game. Kick into the corner. And who's underneath it? Oh, it's going to be another try for the Army, and it's Moku. Peter Moku goes over. Running out of tackles here. Ball, oh, lovely interchange. And surely they're going in for another try here. They are. And it's Ben Chambers again. Nice play, nice counter play. And they're going to go in for another try, and it's the number 2 again. And it is Moku who's got in for his second try here, and the Army's third. Army still pushing, still looking for another try. And it looks like they might get... No, they've knocked it forwards. They knocked it on there. Nakaranavaravalu couldn't make it.
It's over.
And that is it. Looks like the referee has blown the whistle. Didn't hear the klaxon go, but it's a win for the Royal Navy.
Pretty slick from the Army at the moment.
Here we go.
Oh, big man over the line.
He scored, yeah.
He just stretched out his arm there. Brilliant.
Here we go, he's in.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Good score there from the RAF as they look to...
I think it might have been Mackinson.
There you go.
I think.
The RAF got numbers here.
He's in.
He's lovely.
Oh, good football.
Brilliant.
Good
Nick Slaney.
Good.
Absolutely, that was slick. The Army then with the advantage here. Gifted a set.
Yeah, try time.
And that's over.
Well.
Try for the Army. They're back in front. Prescott to great run. Whoa, what a run.
Yes.
Wow.
Great football. Great football. Oh. No way.
It's so close and they're in.
Yeah,
another one for the Army.
Yeah,
it is to and fro here at Thatto Heath.
Set reset and they're in. Army's in again.
Wow.
Back-to-back tries.
Aparosa Banakoro, I think that was. Yeah, they're really taking it to the RAF now.
Yeah, confidence is high, isn't
Absolutely. Well, after those last 2 tries, I'm not surprised they're through again. And they got men, they got numbers. And he's over. Another one for the Army. 3 in a row. Lovely, lovely ball there on the left wing.
Yeah, and the first time they've got into good ball in about the last 15 minutes that they've scored, it's...
Yeah, but it won't be enough, unfortunately, for the Light Blues. A score there in the left wing, but a little too late, I'm afraid.
An opportunity for the RAF that are going to go through for the try, and it is Will Lamont on his debut for the RAF has scored the try. And up and under. Oh, and it's not forward, and Ben Chambers picks it up, and surely he's going to go for the line and score the try, and he does. The fullback was there first. Can they make the most of this and turn this into a try? Brilliant breakthrough for them from Matty Gaskell, and the ball goes wide. That is a try, and the Navy are in for their second try of the game. High kick comes up from the captain, from Bradley, who's underneath it. It's an RAF, and it's going to be a try in that corner, and it is a try in the corner, is it?
It certainly is.
They think it is, The referee is looking and says it. Yes, he is. It's a try. Are they over? No, they're not. They're being held up right on the line here. Tremendous play from the Navy. This time.
He's held up. Oh,
no, he isn't. He isn't held up.
Oh.
And that is a really important try for the Navy. Oh, and now it has boiled over, unfortunately. I think this has been sort of coming, hasn't it? There's a lot of tension out there. And the referee there's a couple of fist fights breaking out. Just getting it totally out of control.
No, they need to sort the discipline out. This is not what we want to see into Forces football.
We do not need this. And the referee's got a lot of sorting out to do here.
That's it's not what we want to see. It's a tough enough sport, is rugby league, without that carry on. Yeah. He's gone. He sent the fullback off.
There's a red card,
and that's for retaliation. That was 25 centre.
Well, that's.
He's probably the most dynamic player as well for the Royal.
Yeah, and a red card as well for. It looks like
Ben Taylor. Yeah, the captain's gone.
Well, and that is not what we wanted to see. So Ben Taylor gets his marching orders. 2. And Tilly, lovely grubber kick, and was he taken out? But Ben Chambers is over for the try again. Another try for Ben Chambers. That's his 5th try of the season in the inter-services. He picked up the loose and he collected it and went over for another try for the Navy. There's Ben Mellor.
Look at all that space over there. 4 defenders on that 60 metres.
What can the Air Force do here? That ball goes out wide and it's going to be a try. It is going to be another try for the RAF, and again it's Nick Slaney who's in. It was really well worked try for the Air Force. And that is the final whistle.
Well done. Yeah, fair play.
And the celebrations are as big here now as they were at Odsal Stadium 12 months ago. Well, teams are coming back for the second half now. In fact, they're on the field. Well, welcome back then to Burnaby Road here in Portsmouth for the second half of this second round match in the Challenge Cup, with the Royal Navy leading the game by 6 points to 4. And what are we going to see in this second half? Well, the Navy this time going, of course, from right to left as we look. Chris Reeves and myself here for BFBS. If you're watching overseas today, maybe on a Royal Navy ship somewhere, and on our Forces News Facebook page live as well. You will be able to catch, by the way, the whole game later this evening on our YouTube channel, Forces News YouTube channel, but live here on Facebook at the moment. The visitors obviously desperate to get themselves back into the game here. Thatto Heath Crusaders, long periods of pressure and attacking play for them in the first half, but the Navy defended really well. But here's Lewis Foster driving through for the visitors in their all-red strip. Nicely wide onto that left-hand side. Lovely surge forward through, and they're over for the try. Dave Pike is the man who's gone over early doors for Thatto Heath. That was a brilliant run and drive for them. So Thatto Heath Crusaders, what a start, Chris, they've made to the second half.
A brilliant set from Thatto there. It looked like the Navy was still in the dressing room, if I'm totally honest, John. They just wasn't alert to anything that was going on. Thatto moved the ball really well, and a really good finish stepping inside from the centre.
Yeah, brilliant run from Dave Pike there. he spotted the gap. As you say, I think that the Royal Navy was still in the dressing room at the time, and it was just a sort of start maybe we expected that the visitors would make here, and I'm sure lots of happy smiling faces up at the Thatto Heath clubhouse up there in St Helens, watching that try, watching them go over. An opportunity for them to increase that lead to 10 points to 6, with fullback Dan McGann about to take the kick, but it's not an easy one, wide on that left-hand side. But they look like they meant business from the moment they stepped out onto the pitch, Chris.
Yeah, they really did. It was a great set. It was a really good set. They moved it really well from right to left, and a little bit lackadaisy from the Navy, which we praised them for at half-time, John, in defence. And
the conversion is good from Dan McGann. And that takes Thatto Heath to 10 points to 6 in the lead here at Burnaby Road early in this second half. Just a couple of minutes into the second half, they have taken the lead here for the first time in the match. So the Navy then with a big job on their hands now to try and get themselves back into this.
It's got to be a wake-up call for them, that, John.
Well, we've seen it before, as you were suggesting before half-time. The Navy don't, they go behind in matches and then they surge forward again, as they are doing at the moment. But good work from Thatto Heath again, working that ball well onto the left-hand side. Couple of tackles gone. Making good ground, approaching 40 metres. Shouts a forward pass coming from the crowd here in the stand, but the referee is having none of it. And the penalty, or the infringement given against Kinney Dakaluga, I think, for not releasing. So the penalty then for Thatto Heath Crusaders, dispatched by Lewis Foster, takes them into the 20-metre.
Yeah, Darren Bamford won't be happy with the first 4 minutes of the second half, John. Lackadaisy with the try, giving a silly penalty away, and Thatto Heath is certainly in the red zone now, looking to push on.
Yeah. All their conference premier quality just beginning to come out. Tackle on Adam Hesketh. Navy are going to have to dig deep here. Trailing by 4 points now. These players who've had such a long day already, setting off at 6:45 this morning from St Helens. Opportunity for them to add to their points tally. Very close to the line is Max Dudley. Ball goes wide onto this right-hand side. Diving for the line. And are they over?
Yeah, number 19 that was.
Yeah, it's another try. It's this time it's Paul Hunt who's gone over for a third try for Thatto Heath Crusaders.
He's done well today carrying the ball, and certainly a threat every time he gets it, even moving the ball out the back when he's getting to the line. He's looked a threat each time.
It takes them then to 14 points to 6, and it's a disappointing start to this second half for the band of brothers, the Royal Navy, but a really excellent start for Thatto Heath Crusaders, with their fullback McGann once more, opportunity to add the extras with the kick here, this time from the right hand side, and he hasn't made that one. So 14-6 then in favour of the visitors, and it's going to take a mighty effort now, isn't it, from the Royal Navy, I think, Chris, even in these early moments of the second half.
Yeah, this is key now. It's a real key area. 2 quick succession tries, You know, a couple of lads looking at the floor. It's time to look up and have a big kick, big chase, and pin them down. And the next few minutes is crucial, really, to getting the Navy back into the game now. Because, you know, as you say, great side, Thatto. You know, these are a really good level team, and they don't need any invitations to push on again.
Well, Susan Bamford says, come on, lads. There's plenty of opportunity here. Come on, the Navy, you can do this. Lots of support for the Navy coming in on Facebook today on our comments. Still plenty of time for them to get back into this game. A try for them would alter this one. But Thatto Heath Crusaders looking very, very strong, looking like the conference premier side that they are. As they claims of another forward pass, but I think they've fallen on deaf ears as far as the referee is concerned. Nicely working their movement at the moment are the visitors. This is Jamie Holroyd driving through. Ball goes wide left. Grab a kick forward from Ryan Houghton. And eventually goes into touch.
That's a really good kick into the corner there, Johnny.
Is. In fact, it's another try, isn't it?
No.
They're all celebrating and congratulating each other. I think it's...
I think they were celebrating the kick, John, to be honest with you. It was a really good kick. They left Ben Chambers, you know, who's electric when he gets his hands on the ball. They left him with absolute no option but to pick the ball up and just be tapped into touch. It was a really good kick.
Well, they're certainly putting their moves together really well now. Here's Dudley. Oh, and driving again for the line, and that is another try. And I think just sort of it was Adam Hesketh this time who went in, just having a look to see if we can see. It was a brilliant drive for them. Indeed it was Adam Hesketh who scored the try. That's their fourth try now, 18-6 now.
Yeah, that's a disappointing try to concede around the ruck. It's not good to watch there, you know, but let's put this into perspective. You know, they've got the foot on the pedal at the minute, Thatto, and on the throat as well, really, and they're pushing down hard, and the Navy field now.
And they're now 20 points to 6 in front with that conversion. Really showing their class here. Adam Hesketh, ex-Saints and Rochdale player. They've got a junior player for Saints and Rochdale. They've got a lot of class in this team, just beginning to show it. Big style here. But the Navy won't give up. The Band of Brothers, they'll keep pushing away, keep plugging away, keep trying. See if they can get themselves back into the match. But this is another great drive for them. Jamie Tracy. Referee says he was held back. So another penalty then to...
Yeah, that's another bit of a killer there, coach killer. Again, Navy going to be on the back foot now.
Lewis Foster just marshalling the boys at the moment.
And as you were saying then, John, you know, the Navy boys definitely won't give up, and it's great to see so many people here today. We're in an almost full stand, and you know, just at half time I was looking down the side, there's a lot of people down, so it's great to see the support on the South Coast for Navy Rugby League today.
So anyone who thinks that Rugby League is consigned to the north of England, think again, because there's a huge amount of interest in it down here on the south coast. And it's only because teams like Thatto Heath Crusaders will come down here and play in the Challenge Cup that it makes it so.
And I did see a coach full of Thatto fans as well getting off before, so you know, massive well done to them. Spoke to a few of them before the game. Brilliant effort coming this far, John.
Well, the players are doing them proud so far with this performance here, and they look like they're going to go through once more. And they have gone through once more, have they? No. Yes, they have. I've seen, yeah, the line has been punched, and it's Dave Pike this time who's gone through for a 5th try for Thatto Heath Crusaders. Well, it's turning into a bit of an annihilation here, unfortunately for Royal Navy supporters, but congratulations to Thatto Heath Crusaders. The 5th try scored by Dave Pike.
Yeah, that's a tough one again. You know, it's hard to watch the Navy, but they're getting carved open by a very good side, John.
Yeah, they are.
It certainly won't be down to a lack of effort or giving up. Never. You know, you don't get to the 4th round of the Challenge Cup a few years back and have back-to-back inter-service champions by giving up. It's not in them. It's not what the sort of belief and value system is of the setup. These lads won't give up, but they are playing against a good side, and they're really showing that now, Thatto Heath.
And the conversion goes over to make it 26-6. I think we need to say as well, actually, Chris, at this stage as well, and obviously both teams have been, you know, are limited in their players, but when you haven't got players like Danny Dainty, James Tilley, and you know, and Ben Taylor as well in your team, who are absolute, you know, crucial. They're, you know, their first names on the team sheet, aren't they? Would normally be for the Navy, for Daz Bamford. When he hasn't got players like that to call on in a match like this, does make it very difficult. Yeah,
it is part of representative rugby with the armed forces. Some people are deployed, some people are away. And you know, as you know, Ben Taylor's, James Tilley, huge losses, Danny Dainty, and James Texeria pulling up in the warm-up as well. Yeah. You know, another pack replacement. It's not ideal. We are used to it. It's very rare you'll play with the same 17 each week. But you are right, they are big losses for the side. But the lads who've stepped in today will certainly do the jersey justice, as always. And a massive respect for Darren Bamford for having faith in these boys as well.
Oh, there's no disgrace in their performance so far, you know, up against such a good side. You know, over the years, certainly over the last 2 or 3 years, you know, Navy Rugby League supporters have had a huge amount to cheer about. And they've really brought this game into a new dimension in so many ways. And they'll keep trying. You know, they've got players out there who are more than capable of making a mark on this match. But at the moment, it is the visitors from St Helens who are dominating this match. 26 points to 6 they lead. 55 minutes played here at Burnaby Road. And it's going to be I think a nice journey home, isn't it, for the visitors and their fans on their way home on the coach on the way back. I think they'll be probably sat back and watching the replay of this.
Yeah, I think it'll be an entertaining bus journey home, and maybe a day off work tomorrow for some people.
Well, being played in a good spirit this game. I think it just amazes a lot of people who don't really understand rugby league, you know, just what a contact sport this is. And, you know, you get the occasional ruck breaking out, but huge respect for both teams here.
John, I think we missed that then. He actually gave a yellow card for a high tackle. So that's 10 minutes at the bin. It looks like Charlie Morton Morgan, I think it looks like.
Oh, I certainly
put him on the pitch in the sunlight.
I certainly missed that one.
Yeah, he definitely gave a yellow card out.
So things getting even worse for the Navy, down to 12 players for the next 10 minutes. And he was one of the replacements, wasn't he, Charlie Morton Morgan, who came on?
Yeah, that's right.
Again, no let up from the pressure being expended by the visitors here. Already have 5 tries to their name, and it's another great run through from Ryan Horton.
They look like they can score from every play the ball at the minute, John.
They do.
They're set up very well, activating both sides of the ruck, and they just look like they can pull the trigger at any time, to be honest with you.
Well, we hope they'll show some mercy.
It's very kind of them.
The Navy with a dropout then from their own line by Ben Chambers, but he'll come straight back at them with Lewis Foster, and the charge here now from Dudley.
Good tackle.
Yeah, well tackled.
Brody Lee Butler there.
Jamie Tracy, the captain, hauled down, but plenty of opportunity then for the visitors to extend their lead here now. It's a drive through for the line, and it is another try. Jamie Holdroyd this time has scored. It's yet another try, taking the visitors to 30 points to 6.
Yeah, they've got runners in all directions here, John. It's not just one directional mapping across for defenders. They've got lads coming on the inside, and it's making it really difficult for the Navy to defend. And it's great to see from a Thatto point of view, some really good rugby league. But you know, I am feeling for the boys out there. But what I would say with that, John, is, you know, these are the games that are great for Darren Bamford, that he's going to learn from. And you know, Steve Lockton, who's before him, you know, they probably learn so much from these games. You know, life's easy, and rugby's easy when everything's going well.
And when you're winning.
It's when it's times are hard, that's when you remember them characters who really step up and never give up until the end, and you know, they're picking others up around them. That's when you really remember them guys.
Well, I would expect the Navy to score a try before the end of this game, which would just emphasise your point. They won't give up until the very, very final whistle.
Yeah, we've seen that at Batley, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
You got that try in the end, and even the home fans at Batley were very kindly applauding, which was great to see.
They certainly were. Well, the conversion goes over again from Dan McGann, full-back, and that takes us to 32 points to 6 in favour of the visiting team from Thatto Heath Crusaders here. What a run out this has been for them, their first match of the season. I must just actually give a mention to Connor Dutton, who had a terrific game so far. Max Dudley, I was going to say, actually, wearing number 8 for them today. I'm told he has a great dress sense, and actually turned up for the sort of club's president's dinner wearing dungarees, believe it or not. I'm sure that's going to go down pretty well up there.
I'm sure that's all the rage in St Helens these days. But there's some really trendy guys around that sort of way, isn't there?
But yeah, Max Dudley, great dress sense, but playing his part today for Thatto Heath Crusaders in their victory here. I don't think there's going to be any doubt that they're going to make their way into the third round of the Challenge Cup. But we've still got another 20 minutes to go here, and still time for the Navy to get themselves another score on the score sheet, which they'll be desperately trying to do.
Yeah, he's really led well, Dutton, the number 8 from Thatto today. Yeah. Really has led, and their number 19 took the ball really well forward.
Yeah, they have played well. Right on the halfway line. There's the penalty, and a set of 6 tackles then. That was great work then from Brody. Lee Butler has led the team really well this afternoon. He scored the opening try of this game right back in the first few moments of the match to give the Navy a lead, a 6 points lead, which they held on until half time. But it's almost as if Thatto Heath Crusaders have pressed a power button, but here come the Navy again. Great work from the captain again, from Lee Butler.
Will he go back to the first knock on here? It was the first knock-on from the Thatto player, which Jack Ray picked up. Jack went about 10-15 metres, and then another knock-on, so hopefully he'll go back to the first knock-on from Thatto here. Yeah, he has.
So scrum with the Navy to have the put in. Reece Joel will have the put in for them. Live here on Forces News Facebook and BFBS all around the Forces world today. This second round match in the Challenge Cup. Unless there's an incredible turnaround in this game, it's definitely going the way of Thatto Heath Crusaders from St Helens, who are going to progress to round 3, leading by 32 points to 6, and they've really upped the tempo in this second half. They've scored 5 tries in the second half, and this first 20 minutes of the second half really showing their power.
Been relentless, haven't they, John?
Absolutely, it's been
relentless.
And it's not as if the Navy have played badly at all. It's just they've not been allowed to play at all, have they? Really?
No, I'm trying to remember us finishing a set and getting some good ball. We just haven't had it. They just haven't let go at all.
But Brodie Lee Butler again leading from the front. And here's Joel, Reece Joel. They're challenged.
It's not a bad kick, that.
It's a great kick from Leighton, and knocked it forward, and a chance for the Navy to score a try, and they are over, and they have got a second try, and congratulations to them.
Yeah, really good kick that from Tyler Leighton at 9. You know, everyone was lined up thinking it was going to go back to the half-back for the kick. They shot out at the line to come and stop that kick, and he identified that, Tyler Leighton there, so well done, in replace of James Tilley this week. You know, big boots to fill, but what a great little stint he's had there, and it's a brilliant kick and a great follow-up.
Well, that try was scored actually by number 7, by Reece Joel, and they have a chance of the conversion here, so they're into double figures. Ben Chambers then, be great if he can get this kick.
It says 63, but it's a running clock, isn't it? On the telly, it's a running clock, they don't stop it.
And that is good. It's an excellent conversion from Ben Chambers, and that takes the Navy to 12:32. Looks a lot more respectable, doesn't it, than 6:32?
Yeah, I've got the chairman asking me how long's left. I think he fancies an almighty comeback, and wouldn't we all? It's going to be tough for the Navy, let's not joke about it. It's a great try, and let's see what happens. Anything can happen in this game, we know that.
Yeah, it was, and they produced a second great try. It was a good work as well. The up and under coming from Joel there to set them on their way, and the Navy getting the second try of the match.
It's a great take. Nice drop there. Yeah, great take from Ben Chambers there. Unfortunately, knock on, which now gives it back to Thatto Heath for a scrum in a really dangerous position.
I was just confirming the try scorer for the Royal Navy. It was indeed Reece Joel, so I called that one correctly. Here come Thatto Heath Crusaders, though, looking for more, sensing more blood here in these last 15 minutes of the match. They've already got 6 tries. Stewart going through. It's taking 3 players to stop him. Here come the team in red. It's like a surging red tide that has been relentless in this second half. But that was knocked forward.
He's lost that one.
Yeah, and the Navy have won it back. And you can see that the Banda brothers are just, you know, once again showing that spirit. Heads didn't drop. They got the try that we thought they might get in the second half to make a real fight of it.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, that's not what these boys are about. These are about, you know, they'll go to the very last seconds of the game no matter what score it is, and it's great to see them get on the scoreboard, and let's see what can happen here.
Well, here they go once more, trying to work their way through, but they've lost it. And so a set of 6 tackles now for Thatto Heath Crusaders. Ball goes wide onto the right-hand side, but it's dropped by Adam Saunders right in the corner there. The space was made for him by Paul Hunt.
I don't think either side wants to complete a set at the minute, John. It's you have a go, we have a go, and no one wants to get back past the second tackle at the minute.
Well, we are getting to the latter stages of this game, and I suppose that's understandable.
Yeah, I know that 250-mile drive very well after doing it for many years through the Navy, so yeah, feel for the boys getting down here today and playing.
You're not long out of the Navy yourself, are you, Chris? You know, enjoying life in Civvy Street. I know working with the Royal Naval Association.
Yeah, and I left last year after over 22 years, and I'm working with the Royal Naval Association now, doing events for veterans, getting veterans out and about on the hills, surfing, paddleboarding. And if there are any veterans out there, anyone wants to get involved, please have a look at our website. We're doing some really good things this year about getting people together and staying connected with each other, which people really need.
Well, I know you've been doing some official stuff today here with some veterans as well, haven't you? But here come the Navy again. Can they get another try here? That's lovely, good work then from Eden Quantock. Oh, but he's lost it. Great tackle, brilliant tackle from Ben Chambers, denying Max Dudley the chance to break forward. Ball is not forward, referee allows play to go on. It's really spicing up a bit now, this game.
Yeah, there's a little bit on in back play there. One of the Thatto lads didn't like the attention off Jack Ray by the looks of it. Referee's sorting that out though, he was straight on it. Referee's done really well today, the ref.
Yeah, Connor Dutton just getting a little bit involved there for Thatto Heath with his naval counterpart.
Yeah, he's done well, Dutton there today, the number 8. He read that ball really well for the interception, and as I say before, he's led that front line really, really well, and he ID'd the interception.
So here come the Navy then. Can they rustle up a third try? It should be a terrific performance if they could. And that's brilliant.
Great drive. It's Dave Brown.
Great work from Brown there.
Lovely show and go from Tyler Leighton there.
The Navy really are just beginning to show what they can do in these latter stages. It's almost like the pressure's off them.
Yeah, they seem to have relaxed
Brown
a little
again. Well, they're just being allowed to play. It's maybe that you know, the opposition have just taken their foot off the gas a little bit, but the Navy are just showing what they can do right now. Nice ball, grubber kick through again. They're going to have to make the...
That's a lovely kick.
Yeah, it was a brilliant...
Really smart kick there from Reece Joel. They'll get a drop out from underneath the sticks. But as you say, yeah, it just seems that Thatto have took that a couple of percentage off, and the Navy have stepped up a couple of percent, and it's really showing at the moment. Could be a key couple of minutes in the game. Definitely a big shout out for Tyler Leighton in at 9. He's ID'd a few times, you know, not to just get the ball off the ground and pass, have a little run at the defence and make the defence work.
Referee just checking his watch. We've got around 10 minutes left in this match, according to our watches, but of course the clock will be stopped for the attention at the moment. Well, I think, Chris, you know, once again, you know, that being beaten by a better side, no doubt about that, but once again the Royal Navy here just showing the kind of spirit that pervades through the whole of the setup here, down here on the south coast.
Yeah, it's that, as I say, I love that word togetherness. I use it quite a lot, and this is what these boys have in spades, and ever since I've been involved with it, it's something I looked up to when I first joined, and it's certainly something that's instilled in these boys, no matter who they're playing against.
That was a knock forward, I think. I'm afraid It was Tyler Leighton, I think, who just knocked it on.
I have praised the referee today. Johnny has been brilliant, especially for such a young lad, but I don't think that was a knock on, to be honest. I thought it was his foot.
Well, yeah, he has refereed really well. Has Henry Wynyard, Stuart Fraser from HMS Prince of Wales, and Sam Shea, the other touch judge. And they've really handled this game extremely well. Because, make no mistake, it means a lot to both of these teams here. Here comes Connor Dutton. Unfortunately, the Navy have got one of their players down at the moment. I think there was a bit of a clash of heads, and I think the referee will stop it. Yeah, the man who's down is Jack Broxton. At the moment, he's holding his head. Any sort of head injuries have to be stopped immediately.
Yeah, and rightly so, John.
Yeah,
I think it was his own player who hit him actually. Yeah, just around the back.
I think it was just a very unfortunate clash.
He's in more than safe hands with Mark Powey looking after him. Top guy, Mark.
£32 points to 12 is the score here at Burnaby Road in this second round match in the Challenge Cup.
And you can just hear there, John, the chat of the Thatto players and the Navy players. You know, Thatto are quite a bit ahead here, and Navy are quite a bit behind, but they're still both up for it with like 10 minutes to go, which is great to see.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there'll be lots of handshakes exchanged at the end, and no doubt a couple of beers as well, exchanged in the bar afterwards. And someone just said, you know, how important these early rounds of the Challenge Cup are. It's a bit like the FA Cup in football. You know, we saw Maidstone United yesterday beating Ipswich Town in the 4th round to make the last 16. It's like that when one of the amateur teams, you know, makes it through into the latter stages. You know, when the Navy made it through to the 4th round a couple of years ago. It's the magic of this competition, isn't it?
And I don't think some people realise how many people across the world are watching this. When you talk about it going out on BFPS, you know, there's lads and ladies all over warships and bases all over the world that'll be tuned into this and like living off every word we're saying, every kick and tackle, you know, and a massive shout out to them all, and thank very much for the jobs you're doing. Best wishes and stay safe.
Absolutely. My apologies for my words, which sometimes are a little on the inaccurate side, but I'm usually reminded if I've got the wrong scorer, but I think we've got it about right today so far. But unfortunately, it's leaving the field is Jack Broxton at the moment, which is a real shame for him. He's but taken the head knock. He'll play no further part in this game, I'm sure.
I think he took a knock as when he first come on in the first half as well. He's been battered a little bit today, but Louis McKenna's back on, and he always makes a good impact, Louis. As you can see, they have a little play around to play the ball there.
It's getting pretty rough out there in these latter stages. Good fending off then from Jamie Tracy. Here's McMahon. Nice offload, brilliant offload in the path of Pike. He has to come back though. Kick goes forward again. Important that Ben Chambers is on the end of it, which he is. Collected it really well. Makes 10 metres. There's Kinney.
Just got to get out of here now, John. Just we've got to get a real good roll on, get a big kick. Let's pin them down the opposite end of the field. Good carry.
Another great drive from Reece Joel, scorer of the second Navy try. Here they come again. I mean, in these last few minutes, Navy really beginning to just show what they can do. That's another. That was rather a high tackle on Charlie Morgan.
And yet, John, as you were saying then, there's a little bit of spice to the game now, but you've got to remember, this is the Navy's home ground. This is what we refer to as HQ1.
Yep.
You know, the pride in these boys, regardless of the score, to not let anyone here watching or on BFBS around the world, you know, to let them give in. It's just not what they do. So there's a lot of pride on store for these boys.
There is a lot of pride. And that's a really good kick from Ben Chambers, making lots of ground. So about 15 metres in.
Do you fancy another try, John?
I think the Royal Navy fancy another try. I'm not sure whether Thatto Heath Crusaders fancy giving away another try, but let's just see what happens. Nice movement.
Well worked.
Oh, it's really well worked, isn't it? Very close to the line now. Have they got enough to get back into this? Nice run then from Dave Brown, making his way in. There's Brown again. Nice little interplay from the Navy.
Oh, he's lost it.
He's lost the ball.
Gone backwards now.
It has gone back, and Thatto Heath Crusaders win it back. And you can see what it means to them as well. They don't want to concede any more to the Navy.
No, good field position. Tyler Leighton fancied a little bit there, and it was just unfortunate with the knock-on.
There'll be some tired legs out there as well now, Chris, I think, from both sides.
Yeah, and as you say, you know, it's still early in the season, lads are still getting the match fitness, so they'll definitely be fielding this today.
So Thatto Heath will have the put in then to the scrum.
Little push on the scrum from the Navy then. Good tackle.
Shadows lengthening here this afternoon.
Still going, tackling Brody Lee Butler, you know, really led from the front, the captain this week.
I'm sure Ben Taylor, who will be watching, will be pretty proud of the role that he has played today. Ben Chambers again approaching that 40-metre line.
Yeah, Thatto don't want to be giving him too much space.
Not an inch.
Especially with the heavy legs late in the game, because he will open them up.
Takaluga brought to ground. There's Brown going in. Here they go once more. You could just see the look of Dave Brown there, the vice captain. He's just so determined.
Yeah, nice option on the inside ball from Rhys Joel there. He's
got some nice football from the Navy. This is great stuff. Oh, brilliant run. And that's going to be a sensational try for the Navy. Brody Lee Butler gets his second try of the game under the post. Well, that was terrific stuff.
Yeah, Jack Ray, that was that burst through then. He's not known for his speed, Jack Ray, but he's really come back into this year. And I said he looks really well, and he deserves that try today. But Rhys Joel is set up really well, where he wants us moving his pack around. Nice inside ball early on to Dave Brown, and Jack Ray's done really well to bust through that tackle there. Great tie from Jack.
Well done to Jack Ray then. Apologies for getting him wrong, but the conversion is put over by Ben Chambers. 18-32.
Yeah, and just for anyone who's watching at home, obviously I've been involved for a long time with Navy Rugby League, and even I'm struggling in this sunlight today, so it's not John's poor commentary at all.
It is. It's my poor commentary.
Yeah, it is actually, yeah.
I'll have to have a word with the Royal Navy to see if they can change the numbers on their shirts, because it's impossible to read, really. But that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But
I don't think that's going to rub, John.
No. Not unless I come up with the money for a new strip, I guess. But yeah, well done to Jack Ray. Sting going in there for his try. And a third try for the Royal Navy. And it puts a real element of
respectability.
Yeah, you've just picked the right word, respectability for the score. Because in these last 10 minutes, the Royal Navy really have started to dominate this match. Ben Chambers slips over. He went forward, which is a real shame for them. He'll be annoyed about that, will Ben?
Yeah, I think that opening 10 minutes in the second half from Thatto was brutal. It was hard to watch, and it could have been any score. It really could have. But as you say, I'm sure Darren Bamford and everyone watching and involved in Navy Rugby will be really proud of these last 10 minutes. And we talked about it after that 10 minutes from Thatto, saying, you know, these lads won't give up, and they're proving that right now. So it's really good to see. Is it achievable to get back and win the game? Probably not, but the lads can be very proud today.
Yeah, they can indeed, and they've. Yeah, just had official confirmation that it was Jack Ray who scored the try. But here come Thatto Heath. They're looking for another one.
There's been quite a few breaks, so it could be 5 to run and clock.
The Navy will carry on right to the end here. So will Thatto Heath Crusaders. They would love to get another score here. We are very much into the extra time that is being added by the referee now. Thatto Heath Crusaders looking for the ball, but they've lost it. Navy have won it back. 6 tackles for them to get themselves out of trouble.
Yeah, it was good defending from the Navy then. Could have been easy just to be lazy there, and you know they made that sort of few percent effort to make sure the Thatto didn't go over again.
I mean, if you divide this half into halves, the Navy have, I would say, have won this second of the second half. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know whether you see then, John, I've still got some of the committee members and the chairman asking me how long's left. I think they still fancy a late comeback, which is admirable. You know, they can't see the clock that we're seeing, but you know, they know what the Navy team are capable of, and they've done that many times, so why not?
Well, this first ever meeting between these two teams in a competitive fixture, certainly here in Portsmouth, has I'm sure it won't be the last. I'm sure lots of friendships are going to be made here as a result of this. And everyone for the Royal Navy will wish Thatto Heath Crusaders all the very best as they progress into the third round of the Challenge Cup. But it's been a terrific effort from the Royal Navy when you consider they conceded 5 tries on the bounce. Well, the Navy still have it. We are still playing. And the Navy might even fancy getting a 4th try.
Yeah, why not, John?
Why not?
Yeah, you know, Thatto, they've been great. A little shout out to Martin Shea if he's watching, ex-Thatto Heath and Royal Navy Rugby League player. He might be watching today. And I'm not sure where his allegiances lie today, but yeah, good team, and you know, they'll do well in the next round as well, I'm sure.
But it's the Royal Navy have the put in then to the scrum. Here's Chambers, goes out wide then to Dakaluga on that right-hand side. Not seen too much of him really today. The wingers not really had much of an opportunity for the Navy to shine, not being given the chance, but still the Navy pushing, looking for a 4th try here.
Not the fastest play the ball.
It goes wide. Again, right down the middle.
Got over? Yeah, he's over.
Are they over? They are over for the try.
Is it Miss Joel?
Well, that's brilliant. Well,
Jack Bartlett.
Jack Bartlett, the try scorer.
Yeah, it was Jack Bartlett. Well, great little cheeky try over the line, and you know what's so good to see that, you know, up until the last minute, you know, we know the game's gone and they're still pushing on and getting a late try. I'm sure Darren Bamford will be.
And that is it. That's full time, but 24 points to 32, the final score. When it was 32-6, it looked like the Navy were in for an annihilation. Yeah. But what a fantastic recovery from them.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we alluded to then, John, was talking about these are the games you learn from. You know, the players who just think, oh, I'm just going to give up, I'm going to stop. And this is what these guys don't do. You know, they stay together. And you know, if you split the second half into two halves, what a final sort of half of the second half from the Royal Navy. Never giving up and pushing on and giving the crowd who've really well turned out today something to cheer about at the end.
Well, I'm really hoping that we can maybe hear from at least the Royal Navy head coach Daz Bamford before we go off air, because I'd love to get his thoughts really on that performance from the Royal Navy, Chris, because you know, Thatto Heath Crusaders know they've been in one heck of a game this afternoon, don't they?
Yeah, they'll be feeling that. You know, it was a really, really good game. You know, it just tilted each time, didn't it, John? You know, there was a real sustained amount of pressure, then some from the Navy. But, you know, as you see some of the Navy players here, which is something that doesn't really happen, cheering the fans, thanking them for coming out on this Sunday, because I'm quite surprised how many people is here today. So well done for everyone who's come down. Well,
you can see Daz at the moment, he's just congratulating every single one of his players for that performance today. And, you know, Thatto Heath Crusaders, well, they dominated. They had a dominant spell of about 10-15 minutes at the start of the second half when no one would have lived with them, actually. I think that most amateur teams would really have struggled against the quality that they produced.
It's a good job they had that 10-minute spell, John, because if they didn't, we could have been looking at a really tight scoreboard.
Well, I'm sure Mike Woods, their head coach, will be thinking exactly the same thing. And those of you who were watching back at home in St Helens today, I'm sure you'll be thinking exactly the same thing, that when you went by 32 points to 6 ahead, it was all over. Well, it was not quite all over, because another 10 minutes, who knows what would have happened in the 10-15 minutes. The Navy got 4 tries in the end there, which was a terrific performance from them. And both teams now going into a bit of a huddle. What do you think this will mean to the players, Chris? Because, you know, their heads never went down, even though they were conceding, you know, 5 tries on the bounce. Heads never went down. They kept trying. They got the rewards.
I think when you look at it, and people might watch Navy Rugby League today for the first time and go, that's a great performance, the heads didn't go down. But you know what, John? This is what they're about. This is something that's been bled in from a Wayne O'Kell area. Time, Steve Lockton time, and now Darren Bamford time. This is in the blood, this is in the values, this is in our belief system, this is how these boys are. They don't know, you know, giving in, you know, and that's why they got them well-deserved tries at the end today. This is what they're about.
Well, they're just having their team huddle at the moment, and Daz Bamford, you can see there, is obviously expressing, you know, his views on the game. He will know what went wrong, and as you said in commentary, it's when you lose the game that you really understand possibly what you need to improve. But what will have impressed him so much was the comeback. To get those 4 tries, 3 tries after Thatto Heath had raced ahead. It's a terrific fight back.
Yeah, and it's that old saying, you know, you don't win or lose, you win or learn. I don't think there's that much they can learn, maybe some execution points today, because let's be honest, John, they played against a really good side. That 10-minute spell was frightening, and as you say, there's not many teams who could have probably handled that 10, maybe 15-minute spell. You suggested that if the game went on for another 10 minutes, it might be a different story. I think the Thatto Heath players wouldn't have been too happy with another 10 minutes and a 250-mile journey on the way back.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know, you can tell actually looking at them as they lead the field how not relieved. I think relieved is probably the wrong word, because they were the better side and obviously deserved to progress into round 3 of the Challenge Cup. Of course, they made round 3 last season. They lost to the Welsh Crusaders as well in round 3 last season. But they have, you know, more than acquitted themselves very, very well today. And we keep saying this is their first game of the season, so to achieve that is something pretty special. And I know Kath Brazier is down on pitch side at the moment, and she's just sorting out to talk now to Daz Bamford, who is the captain, the head coach, obviously, of the team. And I think he is ready now to talk to Kath Brazier.
Well, Darren Bamford, I mean, it sounds silly, but respectable score, because, you know, after that sort of entourage, after that sort of half-time, I don't know what they had in half-time, but they came out absolutely fighting and playing like the club side that they are. But you said that post-match sort of chat with your boys was quite emotional, because you can't not be proud when you look at that scoreline and how they played today. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't be proud of the boys. The way that we started the second half on the back foot, and then the way that never say die attitude is it's in the blood of these lads, and it showed in that last 20 minutes. Extra 5-10 minutes and we would have had that game, in my opinion. And it just goes to show where we are within, not on the field but off the field as well. That close-knit that we got with the lads, it showed in the last 20 minutes. And I couldn't be proud of every single player today. And that's how Royal Navy Rugby League have got to where they are today. That it seems to be this band of brothers thing has been really embraced for the last few years, and so you've been able to kind of bring them together as this unit, and that's brought success. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a massive believer in what we do, not just on the field, is we do everything off the field as well. And throughout the last 2 or 3 years, that's where I think we've been more successful over any sides, is just how close we are. And you see the lads now, the way the families, and lads know each of their families, so they know like the sons, they know the daughters, they know the wives and kids, and that's what we got. And I was pretty emotional after that full time then, just because I know how much effort they put in, and I know how much time they spend away from their families to produce a performance like that. And again, the first 10-15 minutes, I mean, that was what lost us the game in the end. Yeah. I mean, you can't get this far on passion, because really they showed incredible skill today against a side that are playing, you know, pretty high up in rugby league up there in the northwest. So, you know, the skills that you can get at a military level are quite outstanding, as we saw today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we can learn from them what they've done. I mean, I believe that the 9 who played today has played Super League, and you could tell the first 10-15 minutes he controlled the game around the ruck. He sped the game up, and he didn't do anything spectacular. They did all the things, all the smaller things, just that bit better than us in the first 10-15 minutes, and that's where they got the points in that second half. And just finally, I mean, you talked about Thatto Heath. Is it something you'll follow them now and follow their Challenge Cup journey, or is it now on to the next thing for Royal Navy Rugby League? Yeah, of course we'll see who they got in the next round, because obviously it'd be interesting to see who they got. But yeah, I mean, we got a special year coming up. We've got so much time to spend together. We're going to Sydney in April, so we're only going to get better. And I said before the game, I said no matter what the result is today, the Navy Rugby League is going to be in a better place after this game. And yeah, that just proved we are in a better place now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Well, Darren, I'll let you go and celebrate with the team, because you deserve a celebration despite a loss. Thank you so much, and good luck for the rest of the year with Royal Navy Rugby League. No, thanks so much for coming. Thank you. Cheers. Thanks, Taz. Cheers. Thank you. Bye. All right. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Kath there. Talking to Daz Bamford, the head coach then of the Royal Navy team, beaten this afternoon by 24 points to 32. Just to remind you of their try scorers, Brodie Lee Butler scoring the first try for them, Reece Joel, Jack Ray, and also Jack Bartlett's getting those late tries for the Royal Navy to give a huge amount of respectability after the visitors had gone 5 tries right at the beginning of the second half to win 32 points to 24. But Chris, just a final thought from you this afternoon. I think a lot of respectability for both teams here today. It's been a really great game of rugby league in the second round of the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, firstly, I'd like to say a massive well done to all the fans who've come down from Thatto Heath. Great journey, coach load of them come. And all the fans that have turned out for the Navy as well today. You know, the few hundred here today, which is brilliant to see. Navy done well in the first half, defended well, kept themselves in the game. Against a very good side. Second half, that first 10-15 minutes, John, was frightening from Thatto Heath. There's not many teams that could have dealt with that. But as we said, that never give up attitude, that Darren Bamford learned so much from this game, about them players who just kept going, and they got a good few tries at the end. Really enjoyable day. Great to see fans out, bit of sunshine, and yeah, well done, and congratulations to Thatto Heath, and best of luck for the rest of the competition.
Couldn't agree more. Chris Reeves, thanks so much for joining us today. Just a reminder, we got more live sport for you here on Forces News Facebook and our YouTube channel. Tuesday night, boxing action, the Royal Navy taking on Western Counties down there at RNS Yeovilton. We'll be there from around 7:30 on Tuesday night. Hope you can join us then. But from me, John Knight, and Chris Reeves, and the rest of our team here in Portsmouth, and indeed back at our headquarters at Chalfont today, thank you so much for joining us, and join us again for more live sport here on Forces News. That was a terrific punch.